Devotees. All glories to Sri Guru and Sri Gauranga. All glories to Sri Guru. Yes, I know. Yeah, just sort of anywhere around here. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Hare Krishna devotees, today is Mother's Day. Yes, that's nice. It's very nice, actually. Mothers are very important, of course, in so many ways, and in Krishna consciousness. Mothers, well, we take all ladies to be our mothers. Even some people might think it's a little funny or just unusual, but someone like me, I'm not a young man, but I know so many of the ladies, including many, quite a number who are small, even like not teenagers, they're children. But in my mind, I consider them my mothers. Really, it's a fact. And it's just so nice. It's a very nice feeling that we have, that one has so many mothers, because mothers, everyone knows mothers are so warm and kind and protective and caring, and they take trouble, isn't it? Even us men know that. Even though we're prone to be a little, I don't know, maybe insensitive sometimes. So today, seeing it's Mother's Day, and it's really such a nice day, we thought of focusing on one of our main mothers, if not actually our main mother in our history in Krishna consciousness, and that is Mother Yashoda. You've all heard of Mother Yashoda. I'm sure at least the great majority, maybe actually all of you, have heard of Mother Yashoda. She's just such a great person, such a wonderful devotee, and she's so extremely dear to Lord Krishna. This is super high tech. It happens all the time. At least it wasn't my teeth. Do you have a university degree? What degree do you have? He's an artist. He's not on the technical side. A master's or just a bachelor's? Just a bachelor's. What would you expect? So, do you think it's close enough? It's fine. Okay, let's leave it in the hands of God. So devotees, this is what we'll do today. We will honor Mother Yashoda, and in this way honor, what would you say, all the best that there is about mothers. Yeah. So there are a number of pastimes of Lord Krishna in which Mother Yashoda plays a very prominent role. I would say, of course, that the best known is the Damodar Leela. Damodar Leela, of course, we celebrate during the month of Kartik. That's a little way away now. What, it must be 5 months or so in the future. But it's fine. We can consider Mother Yashoda and her glories and her qualifications, first of all, in terms of the Damodar Leela. Let us do it. So, therefore, what I'll do, I will read a verse. It's the main verse, really, from Srimad Bhagavatam about Mother Yashoda and actually about the Damodar Leela. This is Srimad Bhagavatam, 10th canto, chapter 9, verse 20. Ne mam virincho na bhavo, na shrir apyanga samshraya, prasadam lebire gopi, yatat prapa vimukti dat. Translation: neither Lord Brahma, nor Lord Shiva, nor even the goddess of fortune, who is always the better half of the Supreme Lord, can obtain from the Supreme Personality of Godhead, the deliverer from this material world, such mercy as received by Mother Yashoda. Even Lord Brahma, even Lord Shiva, even Lakshmi Devi, none of them have ever got mercy from the Lord as Mother Yashoda got, particularly in the course of this Damodar Leela. So let me read the purport by Srila Prabhupada. This is a comparative study between Mother Yashoda and other devotees of the Lord. As stated in Chaitanya Charitamrita, Adi Leela chapter 5 verse 142, Ekale Ishvara Krishna Ara Sabha Britya. The only Supreme Master is Krishna, and all others are his servants. Krishna has the transcendental quality of Britya Vashyata, which means becoming subordinate to his Britya or servant. Now, although everyone is Britya, everyone is a servant. Everyone is Britya, and although Krishna has the quality of becoming subordinate to his Britya, the position of Mother Yashoda is the greatest. Lord Brahma is Britya, a servant of Krishna, and he is Adi Kavi, the original creator of this universe. Tene Brahma Hridaya Adi Kavaye. That's from Srimad Bhagavatam 1:1:1. Nonetheless, even he could not obtain such mercy as Mother Yashoda. As for Lord Shiva, he is the topmost Vaishnav, Vaishnavanam Yata Shambhu. What to speak of Lord Brahma and Lord Shiva? The goddess of fortune, Lakshmi, is the Lord's constant companion in service, since she always associates with his body. But even she could not get such mercy. Therefore Maharaj Parikshit was surprised, thinking, what did Mother Yashoda and Nanda Maharaj do in their previous lives, by which they got such a great opportunity, the opportunity to be the affectionate father and mother of Krishna? In this verse, there are 3 negative pronouncements. Na, na, na basically means no, no, no. When anything is uttered 3 times, do it, do it, do it, one should understand that this is meant to indicate great stress on a fact. In this verse we find na lebi re, na lebi re, na lebi re. Yet Mother Yashoda is in the supermost, exalted position, and thus Krishna has become completely subordinate to her. The word vimuktidat, which appears in the verse, the word vimuktidat is also significant. There are different types of liberation, such as Sayuja, Salokya, Sarupya, Sarshti, and Samipya. They're described in Chaitanya Charitamrita Madhya Lila chapter 6, verse 266. But vimukti means special mukti. It's mukti means liberation, and vi as a prefix grammatically, it's a prefix of emphasis, particularly very or special, whatever the term is. So vimukti means special mukti, special liberation. When after liberation one is situated on the platform of prema bhakti, one is said to have achieved vimukti, special mukti. Therefore the word na is mentioned not. That exalted platform of prema is described by Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu as prema pumarto mahan. And Mother Yashoda naturally acts in such an exalted position in loving affairs. She is therefore a Nitya Siddha devotee, an expansion of Krishna's hladini potency, means his pleasure potency, his potency to enjoy transcendental bliss through expansions who are special devotees. Ananda Chinmaya Rasa Pratibhavita Bhi. That's Brahma Samhita, verse 37. Such devotees are not sadhana siddha. They means they're eternally perfect devotees. They're part of the internal potency of the Lord. So let's say a few words and also read a few more little excerpts from here and there, glorifying Mother Yashoda and describing her just super exceptional qualities as a devotee, as a mother. Nama Om Vishnupadaya Krishna Prestaya Bhutale Shrimati Bhaktivedanta Swaminiti Namane Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Prachane Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschyatyade Shatane Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadha Shivas Adi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Vanchakapaturabhyascha kripasindubhya evacha. Patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namaha. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Yes, so devotees, we won't go through in detail the whole Damodar Leela. I think many of you are really quite well aware of that pastime of Lord Krishna's with Mother Yashoda, but at least just let us say that in that pastime, devotees, Lord Krishna was being naughty. Like I just said, it's a long story. It would keep us here for a good few hours, actually. But he was naughty. And Mother Yashoda, as a very dutiful mother, just so concerned to bring up her beloved son very really nicely, so he grows up to become a proper, very responsible and respectable member of society. So when Lord Krishna here was being naughty, Shri Shri Radha Radhanath Shri Giri Govardhan Shri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu ki jai. So when Lord Krishna was being naughty and she saw, then she felt that I must correct him. I must correct him strongly so he gets the message and learns a real lesson. And this will help him improve himself. Otherwise, of course, Krishna stealing the butter and different things and just being naughty in different ways. She was afraid that he might grow up bad and become, the head of the, if you understand Hindi, Makan Mafia. Yes. Or if you don't understand, the butter mafia. He was moving in that direction. And so she felt this extreme responsibility. She really did. Extreme responsibility. Let me read you one verse. It's just one sentence. It's from Vrajvilas Stava. It's a poem by Srila Raghunath Das Goswami, one of the 6 Goswamis of Vrindavan, and great, great devotee and associate of Lord Chaitanya. And it's a blessing, actually. It's a blessing. Listen to this. May the Queen of Vraja, this is Mother Yashoda, may the Queen of Vraja, whose breasts continually trickle milk out of maternal love for her son, who is prepared to give her life many millions of times to protect him from even a single drop of perspiration, and who is so attached to him that if she cannot for a moment see him, she cries like a cow frightened for her newborn calf. So may Mother Yashoda, may the Queen of Vraja protect us. So yes, this is Mother Yashoda, out of her great, extreme motherly concern. She wanted to correct Krishna and sort of punish him, you could say, but not just punish him, but do something to teach him a real lesson which she hoped he would get and it would stay with him. So she wanted to catch him, and having caught him, she wanted to tie him, to restrict him from running around. You know, children, they're prone to run around and, like that. So she wanted to restrict him so that he would understand that I am now restricted, I'm tied up. Because I did something naughty, I must not do that naughty thing again. So first of all, though, she had to catch him, and that is sort of a story in itself, because she is, Krishna came along, her and her husband Nanda Maharaj, they had not had any children for some years. They're a married couple for some years. By this time, they are more or less middle-aged. Prabhupada told our artists for our books that when they depict Nanda Maharaj, Krishna's father and the husband of Mother Yashoda, he should look like he is around 40 or so. So to have a child when you're around 40 or so, or even in your 40s, not so common. And Mother Yashoda, she's younger, but she's well into her 30s, and maybe late 30s, something, maybe approaching 40. And at that age, maybe it's not impossible, but it's not so common for ladies to give birth. Yes, so Mother Yashoda, then, she's a middle-aged woman, and the description, we read that verse from the 9th chapter of the 10th canto, and that was the 9th verse, so the verses before that, at least some of them, were describing her physical appearance, and she's somewhat heavily built, which, happens when you reach middle age. It tends to happen. So she was not so agile like little Krishna. Little Krishna, he's just, he can just zoom around as he likes. And he does regularly. He's really fast and really quick, can turn quickly and dodge and jump and all that. And Mother Yashoda, this somewhat heavily built middle-aged lady, now she wants to catch him. So she tried. She's chasing him here and there and back and forth, but she couldn't catch him. And when she couldn't catch him, that motherly feeling of concern that we mentioned, to help her son, not just to punish him, like to get angry and something like that, but to help him. That mood increased and increased, and it is a mood of love. It is part of love. And Krishna, he is very sensitive to love. Actually, Krishna is very sensitive to emotions, the emotions of the devotees, and even of the non-devotees. But he's particularly sensitive to love. So when love is there, of course there are degrees of love. But even when there's little bit of love there, Krishna, he becomes very attracted and very interested. So Mother Yashoda, now her love, and her love is on very high level, very, very substantial love. Now it's increasing and increasing. Not that she's getting more and more angry and thinking she's going to hit him or do something which we know unfortunately happens, in certain circles at least. So not like that, but her mood of loving concern was increasing and increasing. And Krishna, who is sensitive to love, particularly, he felt that. And as it was increasing, well, actually, Krishna becomes controlled by the love of his devotees, particularly these very elevated devotees like Mother Yashoda. Krishna becomes controlled, and even though he's God, means obviously he is a very important and big person. He's far more important than just being a king or a president or prime minister, something like that. So even though Krishna is such a major personality, but Mother Yashoda's love, or you could say the love of his devotees, controls him. So sometimes Mother Yashoda, at other times, when Nanda Maharaj, her husband, Krishna's father, is coming back from his day out herding the cows, that's his occupation. So he's coming back, he'll be back in a few minutes. And Mother Yashoda tells Krishna, "Bring your father's cushion." He has his special big cushion, like the king's sitting place. And so she tells Krishna, "Bring your father's cushion." And Krishna, yes, immediately he goes and he gets hold of that cushion. But he's small. He's a little boy. And this is big cushion. So he tries pulling the cushion, but he can't because it's too heavy and he's too small. And but he tries and tries because of love. His love for his father, who loves him on the instruction of his mother. And there's so much love there. So in this case now, Mother Yashoda's chasing him, unable to catch him, but her love just increased and increased, and it just overflowed onto Krishna and overpowered Krishna. And then Krishna couldn't escape. And Mother Yashoda caught Krishna. And now she's got to tie him up, because that's the point. She's not going to just hold on to him for some time. She's got things to do. So she's going to tie him up. So she has to find some rope. So she gets a piece of rope, and it looks like it's long enough, little Krishna, small boy, should be big enough. Get around his waist and tie him to the grinding mortar, the spice grinding mortar. So she gets that piece of rope, puts it around his waist, and would you believe, it's a rope like this, maybe in the vicinity of 2 meters long, but it won't get around his waist. It's 2 fingers too short. Gosh, how did that happen? It's long enough, but it's 2 fingers too short. But she didn't really think about that. It's just that, it's too short, must get more. So she got more. And now she's got maybe 5 meters of rope. And she puts it around Krishna. And, Krishna is small. His waist is something like that, I guess. It's not big. So she puts the rope around Krishna's waist. It's 5 meters long. And guess what? It's 2 fingers too short. How could it be? But she doesn't think about that. So she gets another piece of rope. Now it's 10 meters. But it's also 2 fingers too short. And devotees, you must know, if 5 meters of rope, or couple of meters, won't get around your waist. You've been eating too much prasadam, too much butter paneer. Ah, yes. Right. So eventually she got a whole lot of rope, all the rope in the village. We understand it was like a kilometer of rope or something like that. It really was a lot of rope, but it was 2 fingers too short. How could it be? But she didn't consider that. How could it be? It's not possible. Something is wrong here. She didn't think about that. She just thought, it's too short. What to do? Got to do something. So then again, her motherly concern just overflowed and overpowered Krishna, and she was able to tie him up. And at that point, even if she'd had, that much rope, like a centimeter or something, just a tiny bit of rope, it would have been enough. Yeah, it would have been enough. Because Krishna is not exactly tied by the rope, but he's tied by the love. So that's the essence of that story. Of course, it goes on also, and then there's the whole situation with Nala Kuvra Manigriva. But really, that's the main part as far as Mother Yashoda is concerned. And it's such a nice pastime, and it just illustrates these points so nicely. The love of Mother Yashoda, her relationship with Krishna, and just the greatness of her as a devotee. What a devotee. So therefore, like this verse we read from Srila Raghunath Das Goswami, may the Queen of Vraja, may Mother Yashoda protect us. May she protect us and help us and give us mercy so we can develop as devotees. There's another nice story I'd like to tell you. It is, well, what happens is that now Lord Krishna, he's a small boy, he's not like a little child any longer. What he's doing though, every day he's taking the cows out. He's going out herding the cows every day. He after all, he is Gopal. And Gopal means, Go means the cows, and Pal means to protect. So Krishna is the original protector and carer for the cows. So Krishna, he's going out every day, herding the cows, going out in the morning sometime just after breakfast, that sort of time, and he's staying out for the day. He comes back in the late afternoon, maybe very early evening, that sort of time. So Mother Yashoda, she is at home on her own, or if not exactly on her own, but it's just her and some of her girlfriends from the area, from the village. They all gather together from time to time and spend time together. So in this particular pastime, Mother Yashoda is there, Krishna has gone out, and now she starts her household duties, cleaning the house, etc., etc. The typical household duties of a housewife. And so now she's cleaning around, cleaning the floor, cleaning around. And of course, Mother Yashoda, as such a great devotee, with such great love for Krishna, anytime, 24/7, she is simply thinking of Krishna. This is, you could say, this is like the perfection of life, that we think of Krishna 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, and just on every day. And Srila Prabhupada, you know what Srila Prabhupada said? If in the evening you read some Krishna book, every evening, as you're just about to go to bed and take rest for the night, if you read some Krishna book, Prabhupada said, then you will dream of Krishna. This is 24, you see, 24/7. And not just, whatever, 18 or something. You think of Krishna, and then there's 6 hours or 7, whatever it is, when you sleep. And then, you're just in some other world, usually of ignorance. But no, Prabhupada said, if we read the Krishna book before we go to bed, then we'll dream of Krishna. So 24/7, it's possible. So Mother Yashoda, there she is, she's cleaning the house, but she's thinking of Krishna. And thinking, we mean deeply absorbed in remembering her beautiful and wonderful son, Krishna, and his qualities, and what he does, thinking about all these things, just completely immersed, and thinking of Krishna in so many ways, but cleaning the house at the same time. And then what happens is, Mother Yashoda, as she's cleaning, of course, mothers, family members, what do? They leave their stuff lying around, don't they? Aren't they famous for that? Yeah, so there's stuff she has to pick up and put it where it's meant to go. That's how it works, at least some of it. So she's doing that, and there's a pair of shoes here, and a piece of clothing there, and so on. And she's picking it all up and putting it where it's meant to be. And so she cleans. And then what does she find? Oh, devotees, you know what she finds? She finds a pair of little shoes. Not little like for a baby, but, small, children's-sized shoes. They're Krishna's shoes. It's a pair of Krishna's shoes. And so immediately she stops and she looks at the shoes, and her emotions are already there, as we've said, because she is just thinking of Krishna anyway. But now, look, here is Krishna's shoes. Oh my gosh. So the remembrance just comes flooding in even more. It's just like a flood, just very overwhelming and overpowering. Comes in, oh, these are Krishna's shoes. And she picks them up and holds them to her heart. And she cries tears of love because she's like in a heightened state of remembrance. Oh, my beloved Krishna. So she sees these shoes, but she sees Krishna. it's not just, oh, look at these beautiful shoes. I just love nice shoes. It's not that. That's not it at all. So she doesn't exactly see the shoes. She sees Krishna. And it's just a whole experience of closeness to Krishna. And actually, for that matter, we can just say that in general for us, as we cultivate, hopefully we're working on our Krishna consciousness in different ways. And when you actually start becoming more advanced, then you start seeing that different things, just, what's going on outside. Look, there's a tree. It's a tree. And it's not just a tree, and it's not just a nice tree or a beautiful tree, but it's Krishna's tree. It's Krishna's tree. And there's another one of Krishna's trees. And there's one of Krishna's devotees. So like this, the connection with Krishna deepens, and one gradually starts to see everything in terms of its relationship with Krishna, which is true. It's not just some sort of, fanaticism or very strong enthusiasm, but it's realization of reality. And that's, as that develops step by step, it's all step by step, but as it develops, then the connection with Krishna deepens. So anyway, that was that. Here's another little pastime. It's from Brihad Bhagavatamrita of Srila Sanatana Goswami, and it describes what happens when Krishna goes out to herd the cows. When he leaves home, he doesn't just go. I mean, we've all been to school. Some of us are probably at school or university or something. Or even if you just go to work and you go to whatever you're going to, and mum says, okay, see you later. It's not like that big of an event. It's just, yeah, okay, all right, see you later, sort of thing. But when Krishna goes out herding the cows, it's a big thing. It's a big thing. So it's really nicely described in Brihad Bhagavatamrita. Krishna goes out with the cowherd boys, Balaram's in the front, Sarup, who was Gopakumar, is behind, and Krishna's there. And the gopis, cowherd girls, they make up some little story so they can follow Krishna a little way until their parents tell them, hey, come back here. Anyway, that's another story. So Mother Yashoda, she's watching. Off they go, they're starting to go. And she's in this mood. Krishna is going. And of course she'd rather he didn't go. But anyway, she knows he's going. Okay. But now she's concerned. So she sees, Krishna's face. He's already perspiring. There's some perspiration on his face. You remember what we read? She's ready to give her life millions of times for a drop of perspiration on his face. And there it is. So she runs out, Krishna, stop. And Krishna, yes, Mata. And Krishna's cowherd boyfriends are like, oh, what happened? Oh, it's his mother. Okay. And so she comes and she wipes his face. And Krishna says, Mata, can I go? And she says, all right, you can go. So off he goes. And he took 2 or 3 steps. And then Mother Yashoda, she turned around to go back, but now she turns back again. And she tells Krishna, Krishna, wait, just wait, 1 minute. And she takes some pan. Now we do not eat that, but Krishna does. So anyway, she quickly whips together a little bit of pan for Krishna and gives it to him. And the boys, the other boys, they're there. And they're, oh, okay, it's her again. All right, yeah, we'll stop. And they're looking at Krishna like, you're a mummy's boy, aren't you? Our mothers are not chasing after us. And then she turns back and she says, okay, you can go again. So she takes a few steps back. He takes maybe 3 or 4 steps forward. And suddenly, Krishna, stop! I've got some special fruit and sweets for you. You must take it. Krishna says, Mata, I've got my lunchbox. That's enough. But Mother Yashoda says, no, this is special. You must take this. So again, the boys, oh, it's her again. All right, and they're looking at Krishna, with these sort of winking at him. You are a bit of a sissy, aren't you? So anyway, she packs it up. And Krishna says, can I go now? And she says, yes, and off he goes. Then, Mother Yashoda turns around again. Krishna, stop! Wait a minute. She comes and adjusts his clothes. Got this right, and that, and is just enough at the cuff, and, yeah, all right. And the boys, they look at each other. It's her again. So you know the story. This is the story. And she gives him some instructions. Don't go too deep into the forest. You might run into one of those demons again. Don't watch out for the thorns. His mother, right? Would I make a mother? I don't know. I'm sure I have been in some previous lifetime. So, yeah, giving him these final instructions. And then, you know what happens then? Mother Yashoda says, actually, you know what? I'm going to come. And all the boys are like, oh my God. One of these mother people is going to come with us. With us. And Lord Balaram speaks to Mother Yashoda and says, you know what, Mata? You shouldn't come with us. And she says, no. I'll cook for you. And I know how to herd cows. I know how, of course I know. And I'll cook hot prasadam for you out there. And Balaram says, listen, Mata, we've got our lunch boxes. That's enough. And he tells Mother Yashoda, you know what? When we're out there, we do not herd the cows. They're so attached to Krishna, they just follow him wherever he goes. So we don't need to do anything with the cows. So you know what we do, Mata? We play all day. And Mata, you're too old. So please, just go home. And Mother Yashoda, very disappointed. She goes home. So anyway, yeah, that's from Brihad Bhagavatamrita. And it says here, going back and forth several times, she exceeded the concern of an affectionate cow for her newborn calf. Yes. So she stood and watched, motionless, like a painted picture, milk dripping from her breasts, until he entered the forest. This is Mother Yashoda. We only have a couple of minutes left. I'll tell you one final story. Hopefully there'll be time. This is a very interesting story. This is the story of the howls. You know about the howls. Do you know about the howl? You're getting a bit too old for the howl. You know, at Nandagram, down the bottom of the hill and out a couple of hundred meters, is Yashoda Kund. Mother Yashoda would go there every day to wash clothes and do things. A nice place. And Krishna would go with her, of course. And Krishna being Krishna, he would be naughty. He'd be okay for a while, and then he had to be naughty. So Mother Yashoda, she'd try and stop him. Krishna, please, just will you stay in one place and don't be a nuisance. But he was naughty. So Mother Yashoda, she got this inspiration. She said, Krishna, if you're not good, the howl will get you. The howl. Krishna said, the what? The howl? What's a howl? I never heard of a howl. And Mother Yashoda said, yes. He's big animal. He has 3 eyes and long teeth. And he loves eating naughty little boys. And sometimes naughty little girls too. Particularly naughty little boys. So you better be good. So Krishna was good. Krishna was good for 15 minutes. And he started being naughty again. And Mother Yashoda said, Krishna, don't forget about the howl. He has long hair and big claws, and he loves eating naughty little boys. And Krishna was good for 10 minutes. And then he started being naughty again. Shri Shri Radha Radhanath Shri Giri Govardhan Shri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu Ki Jai. Just relax, devotees. Relax. Just relax. Shayan Karo. Maybe not so much Shayan, but anyway, take it easy. So Krishna was good for 10 minutes. And then he became mischievous again. And Mother Yashoda said, Krishna, don't forget the howl will come and get you. He has 3 nostrils and 5 legs. And he loves eating naughty little boys and girls. So Krishna then he just wandered outside. He wandered outside. Now the howl, Mother Yashoda has just dreamed this up. It's like, I don't know, in your culture, are you familiar with the boogeyman? Oh, you've heard of the boogeyman? Oh, yes. So the howl's kind of like that. So Krishna's gone outside round the corner and he's just doing whatever. Mother Yashoda's continuing with her things. Suddenly, devotees, Krishna came running back and said, Mata, the howl is coming. And Mother Yashoda thought, what the hell is coming? I just made up the howl. There is no howl. It's just a figment of the imagination. But I've scared my poor little boy. Oh no, that's terrible. So she told Krishna, Krishna, don't worry about the how. It's okay. Just relax. And Krishna said, no! The how is coming! And Mother Yashoda is really feeling really bad. And she said, Krishna, listen, Krishna, there is no how. I just made up the how. Okay, so don't worry. There's nothing to worry about. But Krishna said, Mata, there is a how, and he's coming. And you know what happened? Around the corner came a how. And you know what happened, actually, is that Lord Shiva came from up by the temple. Nand Ishvara Shiva came and turned the howl, actually there was a few of them, turned them into stone. And they're still there. And if you come with us sometime, we'll introduce you to them. So now, here's Mother Yashoda. So now they've been turned into stone. And Mother Yashoda, she's feeling like, what happened? What is this? There is no how. I just made up the how. He doesn't exist. And suddenly there's a how. What's going on around here? And Krishna heard her because she was speaking like this. And Krishna said, if my mata says there's a how, there's a how. And Krishna said, whatever my mata says is right. So all of you children, just remember that. If you remember that, that's your ticket. That's fine. Everything will be fine. Whatever my mata says is right. That's the faith, the Shraddha, the faith of Lord Krishna. He has faith in his mother, Mother Yashoda. And she's such a great devotee. And today is Mother's Day. We offer our respects to all you mothers. And we wish you all the very best, and even better than the very best. All the mercy of Mother Yashoda. Shri Mother Yashoda Ki. Srila Prabhupada Ki. Gaur Premanande.